Charlie Olbrooks and I will be your hosts for the Fair Poet Assembly. We are glad you are all here today and took time out of your busy schedule to celebrate the spoken word of poetry. Please also make sure that all phones are put away.
Eight years ago, in 2016, the students here at Fairport Harding participated in the first Fair Poet contest created by one of Fairport Harding's high school alumni, Mr. Hank Wernan, from the class of 1961. Since then, Harding middle and high school students have written and submitted over 1,000 poems. In the future, we're hoping to see this contest continue to grow in size and become one of the most premier writing contests held within a school in Lake County and even within the state of Ohio. Today, our goal is to recognize a few of our present students who wrote poems on this year's topic, which was chosen by the members of our English department, Under Construction.
As Charlie mentioned, the poems today are all about this year's theme of under construction. We have seen the new school building progress day in and day out. Watching the progress has been very neat to see. Every student should be proud of the work it took to write their poems that they will share today, just as the community is proud of the new school being built. I speak on behalf of the Fairport Harding English Department and the literary community panels who helped with the judging process to narrow the poems to these 10 finalists. This was not an easy choice, and all finalists have written really well, making the judging this spring very difficult. And for our first poem reader is Aleera Johnston. Aleera Johnston is an 8th grade student at Fairport. She's a member of the Fairport Auxiliary, the volleyball team, and also a part of the theater department. Aleera was moved to write this poem when the new year started, and she was going through a rough time with the most of the people in her life leaving her. However, as her title suggests, Aleera built her way up and found someone who was there to help her through it all and be an amazing friend. Aleera, please come read your poem titled Building My Way Up.
Building my way up. I feel like I'm stuck in a hole of doubt. I have no materials that will build my way out. Almost everyone in my life is leaving me, which makes the hole deeper quickly. As the hole gets deeper, I hear a voice. It's the one person who won't leave me, but will take me out of my void. As I hear them continue to speak, I started to feel less weak. Before I knew, I looked down, and there was no more hole. They built me up to reach my goal. I hope to never go back there. I felt scared, lonely, and not aware. I will never go back down the hole of doubt. I have finally found a better route.
Thank you, Aleera. Our next reader, Lucy McCulley, is a 7th grade student at Fairport. They like to sing and recently appeared as Jack in Into the Woods. Reading and basketball are additional hobbies, and they are a proud Ravenclaw and Aries cabin mate. Lucy was a regional competitor for Power of the Pen this year. They feel like middle school was really hard and wanted to encapsulate the pressure of building into their poem. They are proud to be here on stage today. Lucy, please come read your poem titled Beam.
Imagine a wooden beam in a construction site. Now imagine an adult construction worker standing on the beam. Sure, the beam feels some pressure, but let's assume the beam can handle that. Now imagine another construction worker standing on the beam. More pressure on the beam, right? But the beam hasn't broken, so it must be okay. What about a third construction worker? The beam can already take 2. What's a third one? And it keeps going. 4, 5, 6, until snap. But how is that possible? The beam should have held more, right? Wrong. Why? Because there are people out there with the same stupidity as the construction workers, who keep on piling onto the poor wooden beam, causing it to snap, as if it were a twig instead of something that could be stood upon in the first place. And now the beam sits there broken. No one even bothers. It says the beam never supported them in the first place. Suddenly, a man comes by. He looks at the beam and picks up the broken pieces. He throws them in the trash. Now it sits, crying, taken advantage of, being broken and thrown away, as if it was nothing. Now it's just a broken beam in the trash at a construction site. While the world around it grows, everyone and everything is still under construction, but not the beam.
Thank you, Lucy. Our next reader, Elijah Monville, is a 7th grade student at Fairport. He likes playing video games and listening to music, especially the Beatles and Queen. He was inspired by this year's theme to write a poem that is a metaphor for human development. Elijah, please come read your poem titled The Cycle of Construction.
A building is slowly constructed. Starting off small, the building grows. The workers tell each other information and report it to the manager. New things are added and some old things are moved. It seems to be different all the time. Some things may stay longer than others, but nearly all of them eventually change. The building starts getting old. The foundation could collapse, or it could have to get demolished. But in one way or another, the building comes crashing down. But very soon, a building is slowly constructed.
Natalie Perez-Soda is a 6th grade student at Fairport. She enjoys participating in many of the fine arts by painting, drawing, and writing poetry in her spare time. She also recently performed in Into the Woods, Harding Spring musical. Natalia was inspired to write her poem by watching the construction of the new building outside her classroom windows. She was struck by the parallels between the progress and delays of the construction and the progression of learning the students were experiencing alongside the site. Natalia, please come read your poem titled Everything Grows With You Alongside With Your Mind.
At the little school of Harding, there are many kids trying their best at learning. The parking lot is starting to get demolished. Kids are worrying about their grade percentage. The winter breeze flows by. Many kids try and get through the days but can't even if they try. Puddles that are being made by the snow that is continuing to melt. The school is starting to be built. The days are starting to get warmer. Kids are getting even more livelier. All the school's teams are all harder work. The past feelings of old friendships still lurk. Every kid is trying their best, but even kids need rest. Kids are starting to get better grades. The building is getting built more and more by the days. More tests come up that are getting harder. The construction of the building is getting farther. Alongside with the building, the kids' minds are growing.
Thank you, Natalia. Our final middle school Fair Poet finalist is Chloe Pruitt. Chloe is a 7th grade student at Fairport. She likes to hang out with friends and enjoys a good nap. Chloe was inspired to write an acrostic poem by her teacher, Mr. Campbell, after he showed her some structured poems in class. She wrote her poem to speak to teens that may be struggling with emotions and mental health and wants to remind them that they can build themselves up after a struggle. Chloe, please come read your poem titled Build Up.
Build up. B. Building confidence and self-love. U. Uncomfortable with your words is okay. It takes practice to build courage. I. Isolation can be bad, but socializing can be helpful. L. Loving yourself and who you are. D. Desire to help build up yourself. U. Unhappy is okay. It takes time to be happy. P. Positive that you are enough for most.
Thank you, Chloe. And now I'll introduce Charlie Holbrooks.
Wonderful poems by our middle school finalists. Let's give them another round of applause. All right, and now we will call each of the high school Fair Poet finalists to present their poems one at a time. These were the top 5 poems out of over 100 entries. Ashley Castle is in 11th grade at Harding High School. She's a varsity volleyball player and enjoys reading and painting in her free time. When the Fair Poet theme Under Construction was announced this year, Ashley was inspired to use her experience of helping her dad renovate their family home and other houses. These concrete images in her poem may be grounded in her memory. Her poem, One Day, is a nod to the future. Please welcome Ashley to read her poem, One Day.
With finite property, meet the architects, watch as the footings get hidden, watch as the framing goes up, wait in the vehicle for the trusses to arrive in the trailer. We stand on the grass, admire the view of our future come into focus. Stand in the sunlight, remember the moments where we daydreamed, about our favorite house with bright smiles. The timber frame, the stone fireplace, the backyard full of woods, the planted flower seeds in the dirt. Our wishes may not be our reality if it will happen one day, but I know you are who I picture staying next to me.
Thank you, Ashley. Genesis Martinez is a 9th grade student at Fairport. Genesis enjoys reading and is a member of the Fairport Auxiliary. She enjoys writing creatively. The inspiration behind writing this poem is her family and how, even though there are struggles, the family stays together and builds on hopes and dreams for the future. Please welcome Genesis to read her poem, Family Under Construction.
In the heart of a home where laughter once dwelled lays a blueprint of a family now a fragmented shell. Walls that echoed with the warmth of embrace stand silent, bearing the coldness of space. The foundation trembles, cracks begin to show as the structure of unity faces the wrecking balls below. Rooms filled with shared dreams and plans now hold dust of memories, the scaffold of trust once sturdy and tall. Each nail and beam once made with care now pried apart in the thinning air. Children, the heart beams in the shifting plot, learn to build bridges where the adults could not. Blueprints of their own, they draw and they scheme, they construct a future from the rubble of dreams. So let the hammers fall, let the saws sing their song, for even in division this family is strong. In the blueprint of life, with its changing design, lies art of rebuilding one day at a time.
Thank you, Genesis. Destiny Ornelas is a senior at Harding High School. Last year, she graduated from Auburn Career Center's Dental Assistant Program and will be working in a dental office again after graduation. While at school, Destiny likes to help her classmates understand difficult concepts. She never wants to leave anyone behind. When writing her poem, Architectural Framework, Destiny drew inspiration from her teachers and friends. Just like the construction site in her poem, Destiny continually grows, matures, and transforms. Please welcome Destiny to read her poem, Architectural Framework.
In the chaos of rebuilding, I discover growth within me, layer upon layer, shedding old skin, embracing new beginnings. Each imperfection is the evidence of my power, each nail driven in, a symbol of resilience. Under construction, I mature, blossoming into something greater, an ongoing transformation, but always moving forward towards a more luminous future.
Summerlin Slavkovsky is a senior at Harding High School and a member of the National Honor Society. She will be attending John Carroll University in the fall to major in English literature with a minor in law and society. Summer completed her senior project at the law firm, Constant Legal Group, and eventually wants to pursue a law degree. Please welcome Summerlin to read her poem, Nothing Good Can Last.
She sits against a lone tree, the rustling of leaves envelops her. She knows that she should leave, but what's only a few moments longer. The woods behind her childhood home brought comfort and despair. Now a single tree stands alone, not a branch left to spare. She up and left the city, left the job, left her friends, but who will she be when the party ends? Just like the city, her childhood home is under construction. The new owners work swiftly, only adding to her family's dysfunction. What was once a happy family turned bitter and cold. Just like the wood, just like the city, everything grows old. So as she sits against a lone tree, reminiscing about her past, she reminds herself freely, nothing good can last.
Thank you, Summer. Ace Touton is an 11th grader, a member of Fairport Harding's Drumline and Harding's Drama Club. When it comes to poetry, Ace has more of a love-hate relationship with it. He doesn't normally enjoy reading it, but when the poetry flows during the writing process, he loves it. He uses poetry as a form of expression. In his poem, The Ladder of Life, he uses an extended metaphor comparing climbing a ladder to showing how someone moves through life. Inevitably, there will be challenges, broken trust, and times when an individual feels like they are falling backwards. The speaker of the poem recognizes that these setbacks are a part of life, that trust can be rebuilt, and that people keep moving up the ladder of life with perseverance and grit. Please welcome Ace to read The Ladder of Life.
When you open a book to the first page, you begin a story, a new story that is unpredictable. You don't know what you'll find on the upcoming page. You think it was as if you were climbing a ladder. The thing is, with my ladder, I find a step I believe to be sturdy. I trust it, so I climb. The step breaks, snapping beneath me. Snapping, sending me down several rungs. Now I have to spend time rebuilding, reconstructing trust, rebuilding the step. This time the step holds. I continue to climb. I climb this ladder of life, getting sent back down every once in a while, but that's how life works. That's how the ladder is set up, so I construct my life the way it is meant to be. At times, I have to extend my ladder. The ladder steps are too short. The ladder's anti-slip needs replaced. I almost slip, I almost fall. The ladder becomes more difficult to climb. I don't know about your ladder, but mine isn't the easiest to climb. The ladder helps me find the direction made for me. The ladder helps me find my reason, whether it is down or up. It helps me learn who to trust. It helps me climb. Life is like climbing a ladder. I don't know what I'll find on the upcoming page. I'll continue my story being as unpredictable as when I started. I've started my story, now it's time to build.
I will now present the awards for the middle school winners. In 5th place, we have Elijah Monto. And in 4th place, we have Natalia Perez Soto. Coming in 3rd place and winning $25 is Chloe Pruby. And in 2nd place, winning $50, is Lucy McCulley. And our middle school winner, winning $100, is Aurora Johnston.
And here are your high school winning poems. In 5th place, we have Slummerlin Sapkowski. In 4th place is Ashley Castle. In 3rd place, winning $50, is Destiny Ornelas. In 2nd place, winning $100, is Ace Two Top. And in 1st place, winning $175, is Genesis Martinez.
Thank you to all poets involved in making this contest so special. A huge shout out to our judges, Mr. Campbell, Ms. Collins, and Ms. Markowitz from Fairport Harding, as well as Ms. Rice and her team in the library. Furthermore, thank you to our alumni sponsor, Hank Wernan, for everything he does to continue to inspire our academic community to continue to write poetry. We would now like to call Mr. Wernan to the stage for a few words and to announce his choices for honorable mentions. Let's give a round of applause for our Fair Poet sponsor and guest today, Mr. Hank Wernan.
Good morning, students, faculty, and parents, and my sister Amy. In the spirit of the poetry contest, I wrote a poem for you, as I do every year, and I hope all of you will write poems throughout the year. So this poem, Under Construction, goes like this. When there is a master plan, under construction is easy to understand. When it comes to life, love, and learning, things are always changing. There is no master plan. The best we can ever do is to work on things that are worth building. Thank you. Now, I'm not part of the judging and selecting finalists or winners, but I read all the poems. And so I sat down a couple weeks ago and I read through all the poems and I starred the ones I liked, and then I went back and read the ones with stars, and I put 2 stars on some because I wanted to recognize some poems that might not have been acknowledged. And usually we do 1 honorable mention for the middle and 1 for the high school, but this year I couldn't sort it out quite that finely. And so we're going to have 2 in each category. Now, The people on stage have had the opportunity to rehearse their poems, and the people I'm going to call now haven't. So it's kind of a surprise, but it's a good experience standing up here. Many of you, I just told Aurora that have never done this before. The first time I ever stood at this podium was when I was giving the valedictorian address on behalf of my class in 1961. And I wish I had done it earlier in my high school career. So you have a special opportunity, and I hope you'll all get a chance to do that. Our first honorable mention for middle school is a poem by a 7th grader about friendships under construction. I'd like Ashlyn Braley to come up and read her poem. She'll need to stand. I'm gonna have you stand. Hi. I have your poem here. You have it first?
Something that is counted as under construction is friendships. Most people think of under construction as building, or a school, or maybe even a house, just something that is being built. But did you ever think of friendships? Friendships take time to construct and build up. It takes time to build that trust with someone and make all those great memories you'll talk about in the future. To build up a friendship with someone, you have to have trust in that person. You have to make sure they're a person you want to be around and someone you don't have to fake everything in front of. That is all part of building a good friendship with someone. It's like putting pieces together, you know, putting a brick on top of another, building it all up. It all just takes time, like construction.
Ashlyn. We have a certificate for you, and you'll also get a cash prize.
Thank you so much.
Nice going.
Thank you so much.
Our second poem for middle school is by an 8th grader who wrote a poem about self-improvement and the journey to become your better self. I'd like Brooklyn Reglis to come up and read her poem. Take a deep breath. Here we go.
Strong foundation. As you are working on yourself and your life is filled with disruption, you have to be under construction. Focusing on the things happening now and not what's happening in the future, like building a staircase. Self-improvement is a silent quest, a personal journey only you can help to become your best. Building can never be finished, but you can always do more work. The work is never done, there is always room to improve. Blueprint a solid, strong foundation for resilience and growing. Building a strong foundation is a challenge you have accepted, and you'll notice building a strong foundation is not as easy as you expected.
Now for high school, our first poem is by an 11th grader who wrote about the construction worker as an artist and creating spaces where our dreams can come true. I'd like Natalie Phillips to come up and read her poem.
Brick is hard, dirt is soft. To fill the yard, the cost is big. The cones guard, workers take a big swing, with hammers pounding and saws cutting through the night. From towering skyscrapers to bridge high wide, the world is shaped new with each beam and each stride. The workers, the artists with their tools in their hands, crafting structures that will forever proudly stand. They build the foundation stronger and tall, creating spaces where dreams and ensure the sound of drills and the scent of fresh concrete, a rhyme so sweet, a piece of the grand design, a testament to human skills and time. So let us marvel at the wonders they create, the building that definitely defines gravity and fate. For in the world of construction, dreams take flight, a testament of human will might, the building higher and higher up in the sky.
There you go. Thank you. Our second honorable mention is by a senior who wrote about the beauty of a world under construction. I'd like Hunter Classing to come up and read her poem. Very nice poem. Take a deep breath. Let everybody know how good it is.
All right. Oh, the beauty of a world under construction, where dreams take shape and find their footing. With each brick laid and each beam secured, a masterpiece emerges strong and assured. In this world of progress and possibilities, we build the future with unwavering tenacity. The sound of hammers, the scent of fresh paint. Construction is magic, making dreams clear. Through the trials and challenges we face, we remain resilient, never losing pace. For in the midst of chaos and disarray, we find the strength to rid any dismay. So let us embrace this journey hand in hand with sedulous efforts will build a wonderland in the future of in the world of construction. We find our might transforming visions into reality day and night.
That's a very good choice of words. Thank you. That concludes our honorable mention. I want to mention that, we've got these little pins say our goal is to be the best poetry program in the state of Ohio. And I think we're well on our way as you look back on your time here at the school. People must say, what'd you do that was different? We had a poetry. Thank you.
Congratulations to all of the Fair Poet Honorable Mention winners. Before we leave to return to our classes, the writers have participated in the Power of the Pen Writing Club and Just Right high school competitions, and Miss Ring will now come to the stage to present some special awards for that today.
Good morning. As you know, we have a competitive writing club here at Harding High School, both a middle school and a high school team that travel all over the state and write original short stories competing against all kinds of other schools, grades, and they do this our club starts in October and just concluded at the state tournament at the University of Findlay a couple weeks ago. And it's quite a commitment, and what these young writers do is they are given a prompt and have to write an original short story by hand in 40 minutes, and they do this 3 times for that same tournament in one day. In one morning, of writing. Our high schoolers have the additional challenge that they also have to write in a specific genre, so mystery, horror, realistic fiction, all that kind of stuff. We've had a successful club here for many, many years, and just another reminder of the power of written expression and the fact that no matter the size of your school, it's the strength of your voice that matters. All right, so first I'm going to recognize our district competitors for the Power of the Pen Writing Tournament. This is our middle school competitors. So if not already up on stage, I'd like to invite up our 3 competitors if they're here today, and they don't know that we're doing this, so they're like, what? All right, so our middle school team this year was Avery McCulley, Kyla Lester, and Kelsey McKinney. So if you are here, come on up. We'd like to recognize you. So in our middle school team, we also had 2 students who went on to the regional tournament. So the regional tournament is like half the state. We were in Shaker Heights this year. It was a fierce competition. And again, we did have 2 riders that made it through to the regional tournament this year. And they are Avery McCulley and also Kelsey McKinney. So I have certificates for them as well. All right, let's hear it. Well, you can go back. Yeah, let's hear it again for our middle school competitors. Our high school competitors participate in the Just Right tournament. And so we had 2 high school competitors this year, one at the junior varsity level and one at the varsity level of competition. So first, our junior varsity competitor this year was Marissa Malone. Marissa, if you're here, you can come up and get your certificate. Well done. I should mention, Marissa also participated in the regional level of competition for writing. Our varsity competitor, again, we only have just one junior varsity, 1 varsity. There is still room on our teams. Please come out and compete. But we had 1 varsity competitor, and this varsity competitor not only participated at the regional tournament, but also for the 3rd time was a state qualifier and competed representing Harding at the University of Findlay for her 3rd year in a row. That is amazing. We have never had a competitor qualify for states 3 consecutive years. So a warm round of applause for Hannah McCulley, our varsity competitor. We really had a great season. Thank you once again to both our high school and our middle school competitors. Again, thank you as well to all of you who continue to pursue creative writing and written expression. Thank you very much. And I'd like to invite Charlie back for our concluding remarks. Thank you, Mrs. Ray.
In conclusion, the Fair Poet team wants to thank our sponsor, Hank Werenen, our volunteer judges, lighting and sound teams, all without whom this assembly would not be possible. Finalists, please remain after the assembly for photos and some photos for the yearbook. Students and teachers, you are dismissed.